Connor, we're going to go over your shark essay together, and also I'm going to show you how to do the first page of a research paper using the MLA style. On the right side of the screen, I have our composition checklist, and we'll read your essay and see how you do on your composition. The first box says composition is double spaced. So you'll always want to double space all your compositions. You just go up here to this little arrow and pick 2, and that gives us a double space. You also want to usually use 12, and that font is okay, but Times is the standard file, mostly or Helvetica. So I've got it double spaced, and I have it in Times, and I have it at 12 point. Dress ups are underlined, so you have that done. Sentence openers are marked. We're not doing that yet. Title is underlined. You don't have your title underlined, but we will be doing our MLA heading after we go through your essay and check for all your dress ups. Okay, let's see. I'm going to make this a little larger so I can see the whole thing. Over 1/4 of the species of sharks and rays are endangered. Sharks are overfished due to finning, in which the fin of a shark is amputated and used for a soup delicacy, and the rest of the shark is discarded into the ocean and left to die. This amputated, that is a nice strong verb, so we're going to count that. Good verb. Did it highlight it for me? No, it didn't. Oh, wrong thing. Okay. You have a strong verb, amputated. But this in which is not a who which clause, because the who which clause just starts with the who which. Sharks are overfished due to finning, in which the fin of the shark is amputated and used for a soup delicacy. Sharks are overfished due to finning. So we could say which is when the fin of the shark is amputated and used for a soup delicacy. So our who which clause, that was a good try on it, needs to start with who which. Sharks are overfished due to finning, which is when the fin of a shark is amputated and used for a soup delicacy. So there's your sentence. And that would have been your who which. And the rest of the shark is discarded into the ocean and left to die, period. One of the ways to prevent finning and endangerment of sharks and rays is to shelter the waters in which they live. And I'm guessing this was going to be your another strong verb. And that would give you 2 strong verbs. We have amputated as a strong verb also. And then we have our who which right here. One of the ways to prevent finning and endangerment of sharks and rays is to shelter the waters in which they live. Most New Yorkers don't realize the brilliance just a couple miles offshore where they live. The brilliance, you've used this as a noun, and I'm guessing you wanted this to be a quality adjective. Don't realize the brilliance. If you would have said the brilliant seascape, but remember, an adjective has to be followed by a noun, and you just have brilliance, and you've changed brilliant to brilliance to put it in its noun form. So you were giving it a try at a quality adjective. And what I do, you've tried the who, which, and the quality adjectives. You gave it a try, but you didn't get it quite right, so you still get half credit for giving it a try. And just remember, a quality adjective, it's going to have a noun after it. The New York seascape is a habitat for many endangered species of sharks and rays. The New York seascape is a hotspot for over 40 species of rays and shark. The New York seascape is home to many iconic species of sharks, including, but not limited to, blue, tiger, mako, thresher, bull, whale, and great white sharks. Many New Yorkers don't realize the significance of these habitats because they are obscure. Okay, so you have the significance, and I'm not sure which of your dress ups you were going for here. And then you have nevertheless, the habitats are still fundamental to endangered wildlife and are still incredible. So you have nevertheless, not sure what dress up you were going for. It's not an ly, it's not a who which, it's not a strong verb, it's not an adjective, it's not a ww to Asia. The habitats are still fundamental to endangered wildlife and are still incredible. So if I was going to score you on this, I would give you a half of a credit here. I would have to give you a 0 here. You did have a nice strong verb. You actually had a couple of nice strong verbs. You gave a try at that quality adjective, so I would have to give you half there and a 0 there. So of the 5 dress ups, you managed to get your strong verb, and you made attempts at your who, which, and your quality adjectives. Didn't see a ww.asia and didn't see an ly. So let's go over here and see if we can add an ly. Lys are very easy to add. You pick a verb and add an adverb to it. One of the ways to prevent finning and endangering of sharks and rays is to shelter the waters in which they live. How about let's put systematically. So here would be an ly, to systematically shelter, and that would give you an ly word. Anytime you have a verb, you can add an ly to it because the lys always go with our verbs because they're adverbs. You can also put an adverb at the beginning. The New York seascape is home to many iconic species of sharks, including but not limited to blue, tiger, mako, thresher, bull, whale, and great whites. You can always add something like interestingly. That gives you an ly. So the lys are pretty easy to put in. Look for your verb and dress it up with an adverb. Our ww.asias are a little trickier, and we have to be careful that we are not making a fragment when we add a ww.asia. Let's see if we can add one to this first sentence. Over 1/4 of the species of sharks and rays are endangered. And you could probably just put since and make that lowercase. Since over 1/4 of the species and sharks are endangered, see, that gave me my ww.asia. But I can't leave it that way or I have a fragment. So that gives me my clausal opener. And after a clausal opener, you put a comma. Since over 1/4 of the species of sharks and rays are endangered, some changes need to be made. And so you can see, I'm going to take off my tracking. And so you can see that my actual noun is changes. My actual noun is changes. My verb changes need. So that's my subject, noun, and verb. Changes need. Since starts a clausal, and that would have been a ww.asia. And if you'll notice how I marked your dress ups. So mark them after when you write your next summary and go by this checklist. I'm looking that you can use all 5 of these dress ups correctly in an essay. And so now let's look at how to do a header, the opening of a paper using MLA style. And this is your title. It needs to be in the same font and size as your body. And then to do the header, we are going to go to View. Oh, I guess it's not there. Let me see. We are looking, oh, here we go. We are looking for a header. We click on our header, and we just need our header to be this blank one. And you can see everything at the bottom became grayed out because we're not going to be able to type in that area, and we're going to put our header. Our first thing we put for our header in the MLA style is you put your name, and then you put the professor's name, and then you put the course name, and then you put the date. And that's what you will do on the first page of all your papers. And we want it double space. We want it to be the same font and the same size. And so your name would be Conner1082014. Your professor would be Melissa Rowe. Your class name, Institute in Excellence in Writing 1. And the date, today's date is October 5th, 2014. This is what I call a header. This is the style for MLA. So everything you submit in this class from now on, you need to have your header correct. And then to get out of this, we just go back to Insert and not remove. Where is it? Close header. I can't find where it is to close header. Oh, there it is. Close header. And so then you'll see that the body is now where we can edit it. The other thing that needs to go in your header, let me go back to my header, is, oh darn it deleted it. Oh well, let's just go back and insert that. We'll go over the next one next time. Go ahead and put your name back, my name, your professor's name, Institute in Excellence in Writing, and October 5th, 2014. All double spaced, all the same font and the same size as your paper. So we will just start with that today. And I'm going to send you another article, and I want you to summarize it and put all the dress ups in. You'll need to send me a keyword outline and then a summary. It'll be a short article, but also have your heading, your header in MLA style. So that's going to be your homework for this week. That's the end of the video.